home team has won every single game of the Western Conference Finals this season, but if the Lakers can win in Phoenix on Saturday night, Los Angeles will be back to its third straight NBA Finals. Hey, how are you folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you. A preview of Game 6 of the NBA's Western Conference Finals, brought to you by the California Almond Board. Become a pro snacker this season with a handful of California almonds. Let's bring in our CBSSports.com NBA senior writer Ken Berger. And Ken, Ron Artest, game-winning shot, no time left after a great comeback by the Phoenix Suns in Game 5 in Los Angeles. What was the attitude of Phoenix after the game?
Well, I tell you, that was one of the things that really struck me about this bizarre finish, is that their attitude on this was pretty good. I mean, Steve Nash, I noticed immediately after Artest had put the ball back in after Kobe's air ball fell short. He went right over to the guys under the basket, Jason Richardson and Channing Frye, and said, "Listen, it's okay," and his head was up, not down. So this is a pretty amazing team for their resilience, and I think they felt pretty positive about some of the things they've done in this series to this point and some of the ways that they've taken the Lakers out of their comfort zone. So despite how it ended, I think they feel pretty confident going home.
And Ken, Steve Nash has been fantastic in this series and all postseason long, but is the pressure on his shoulders to perform in Game 6, or does it lie somewhere else as well?
Well, it lies with him really because of the way the Lakers have changed their defense on the Suns pick and roll. The first few games, they didn't switch. They fought over it, and Amari kind of went crazy. Now they've switched the pick and roll, so what happens is they try to take Amari out of it by getting a big, letting a big stay on him, and then you have, Steve Nash going against, a Pau Gasol. I think that in that regard, he becomes more of a scorer than a facilitator. And Phil Jackson said before Game 5, they'd rather him be a 30-point guy than a 15-assist guy. So I don't know if the Suns will adjust on that. I mean, I think they'd rather Nash be able to get everybody involved. It's going to be an interesting strategic adjustment on both sides to see how that plays out.
One of those guys would be Jason Richardson. He only had 12 points in the loss last night. They need more from the bench after having 54 in Game 4. They only got 31 in Game 5. But as for the Lakers, Ken, we talked heading into Game 5 about how they would adjust attacking the zone. Obviously, it went well because more guys played better. What do you think they did differently, and how did the Suns adjust to that?
Well, the Lakers did a much better job of getting penetration, whether it was Derek Fisher off the dribble, Artest even at times, Kobe getting in the paint a little more and then driving and kicking. But they also did something that you have to do against the zone, is just ball reversal. They reversed the ball from side to side, and that allowed them to get a better look at entry passes into the post. So even though they didn't always lead to an immediate basket, when they got the ball inside, that causes the zone to collapse, and then you can either kick it to a shooter, or the Lakers are really good when they have Gasol and Bynum on the floor playing a little high-low game. So they did a much better job of that. They had a little lapse in the second half where they let Phoenix get back into the game after the Lakers were up by 18, and even in the fourth quarter up 11. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments the Suns make, if they change their zone a little bit, if they trap a little more, or maybe sometimes they show the Lakers another look, play a little man and mix it in. So we'll see.
Yeah, you talked about Kobe, a third straight 30-point game, and very close to a triple-double, but it was Ron Artest hitting the game-winning shot. Ken, Steve Nash in his post-game comments at the podium said they held court, we're going to do the same, and we'll be back here for Game 7 in Los Angeles. Are you doing that? Are you planning your trip already to go back to Los Angeles?
Well, I'll admit I don't have a flight yet, but I fully expect to. I really believe that the way the series has gone, I think that we have some more drama in store for us here, and I think as much of an adjustment as the Lakers made in Game 5 and as many areas as they played better in, it's going to be a different story in Phoenix. And I think this is a team in the Suns that just has a lot of confidence and they will not get down about what happened to them in Game 5. I expect them to play very well at home and win the game.
And hopefully Alvin Gentry feels a little bit better, and then everybody doesn't have to see what they saw in Game 5 on the sidelines as well. Ken, thank you very much. Safe travels to Phoenix. Looking forward to seeing everything that you've got there for Game 6.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, folks, for more, be sure to read everything that Ken's got right here on CBSSports.com. For Ken Berger, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.